My name is Blake Stella. I am 42 years old. I'm a barkeep and I ain't no fighter. I don't keep my mouth shut towards injustice. Yet, I ain't one to judge a man's past mistakes. However, I do prefer to stay out of trouble if I can. I've recently moved into the small town of Moonridge in the dunes. Few are those who come here willingly, yet I'm among them. And I came to understand something quite bizarre. I remember almost nothing about my life before I came to Moonridge. I remember a war. I remember I was there. I moved to the city where I became a lawmaker, a politician, if you will. I remember working on the reconstruction of the United States of America, but I didn't remember enough. I needed to know more about what had happened to me, but more importantly, I needed to know more about this. I was always special. This, it's a part of me, a part of my soul. I can sense them, souls, and sometimes, I can touch them. Therefore, I opened the Raven Haven on the road between Moonridge and Berkshire with the hope of making friends and finding answers. First few weeks were a bit strange. A man named Henry Blanks had warned me that if I welcomed criminals in my establishment, I'd get in trouble with the law. How welcoming. I ain't able to control who comes in and out, and if I did, it'd probably be suicide. I met a few people here and there, notably Louis Reichenberg and Father Bartholomew, whom I became close with. As a Catholic myself, I asked him what he thought of souls, but didn't come up with a satisfying answer about who I am or what my purpose is. Now, I didn't trust this Blanks fella. I went to the saloon in Moonridge and overheard a conversation between him and some men. I think he sent him to look for a stone mask of sorts and would pay him. Nothing useful for me. What was useful, however, was when later I got attacked at the Raven by 4 bandits. In a panic, I released it. I call it Endless Nameless. It managed to capture their leader's soul, and now had an advantage they didn't know I had. By staying calm and making use of my diplomacy, I managed to get on their good side and they stopped all violence. Those were the men Blanks had hired, and they had a letter in which instructions stated to take me hostage. Their names were Dale, a certain Kill, Butcher, and their leader was Damian. Maybe this was linked to me after all, so I decided to help him, pretend to be a hostage and whatnot. But not much came of it. They found the stone mask and went on their way. Now, my new problem was with this Blank's character. Something felt wrong. Other than the fact he had ordered for my abduction and was hiring criminals while warning me about helping him, something personal. It's as if the man was avoiding me, and with reason, and I saw him as the biggest threat in the region. But finally, I was supposed to meet the man.
Howdy, Blake. I'm writing again because I need help. I'm trying to make Moonridge grow, but for that I need someone that could supply my men with food, drinks, and so on. If you manage to keep a small farm near your bar and supplies with food, I will pay you a good price. Henry Blanks.
I will not forget you. I'm sorry for bringing trouble to your bar, but you have helped me, and once again, I ask for your help. But I promise, I will reward you somehow, as soon as I can. I need you to inform a man that goes by the name of High Noon Kill. Yes, the same criminal we talked about. I need you to tell him this. Henry Blanks is a dirty man. I could tell you this in person, but you would shot me on the spot. Now that you know his true face, I offer revenge. If you help me, Henry Blanks and his money could be yours. Meet me in the Sandy Corner, a hidden bar on the rock, under the big bridge of Moonridge. The law won't see you there, and for sure won't come near that place. Wait for me there. And for you, Blake, if you have made your mind and are sure that Henry Blanks isn't that great, join us. Wait for me there. Jack. You shouldn't run forever. Go back to Moonridge. Meet me near the horse training stable. Let's have a chat. A friend. Looking back on it now, it's strange to see Butcher talk about Blanks in such a calm manner. Things would sure shift in the most unexpected ways. I sure wasn't a fan of Blank's deal. Firstly, because I didn't trust the man knowing what he had done in the past. Secondly, because this venture sounded ungodly. I wasn't sure whether to be shocked or supportive when Father Bartholomew agreed to it. I don't know what God intends for us, but I sure feel like all the killing happening in the dunes ain't part of no plan. I decided to not take a side yet. My instinct was yelling at me that taking a side would be my demise. But a lot was happening, and I didn't plan on staying idle either, so I kept on investigating. Our exploring across the dunes sadly wasn't fruitful. It was my first time venturing outside the confines of Moonridge, and I sure felt better knowing I had such a killer beside me. I was getting tired. All these people not asking but telling me to pick a side. I didn't even know why or for what. For all I know, they're the type I fought during the war. I can't remember. But what I do know is, the more any of these people are trying to impose their authority on me, the less I trust them. And at the moment, I trust neither of them. But I don't want to get myself in trouble either. So I'll take it all into account and try and understand what Blanks is doing. Try and build a legal case to end his legacy if need be. But would the law be enough? I had to head to that camp.